let's talk running backs. Saquon Barkley up top, just been dominant outside of the one time I needed him to be, but still very, very good. I mean, he has 2 monster games in his first 3. And if they just start feeding this guy, it doesn't matter. You know, you have the best offensive line coach in the league in Jeff Stoutland. They haven't had a running back like this in a really long time. Really long time. I mean, as much as we all love Brian Westbrook, like Saquon Barkley right now, the way he's the best running back we've had in my lifetime.
Since
Either way.
Miles Sanders.
What's that?
I said since Miles Sanders for sure.
Shut up.
Saquon's good. He's very, very good. I don't like him in this spot.
I don't love him in this spot. By the way, though, shout out to my boy LaShawn McCoy. Like Shady.
Oh yeah,
Shady's one of my favorite Eagles ever. So like, you know, what he did in Philly, the snow game against Detroit, that I'll never forget that. But I think just overall talent, Saquon is the best. Like I still think he's the best when he's healthy. You don't like him here?
Price increase. I still respect Tampa's front. Let me be clear. Just like I said last week with Derrick Henry, guys like that, when you're talking about a player of this caliber, they're all in play because they're that good. Like, I didn't like Derrick Henry at all last week. And what did he do? He rumbled for a couple touchdowns. I liked Jonathan Taylor last week, and a lot of people didn't. He couple touched, it can happen. So I get it, but I would rather have Breece Hall just straight 1v1.
I get that. I wouldn't. But I understand it. If Vita Vea, here's the thing though. If Vita Vea and Kalijah Kancey are still out this week, that's a problem. That's a serious problem for Tampa.
It is. I don't deny that.
Can I tell you why I don't like Breece Hall over Saquon Barkley?
What, Braylon Allen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you want to explain it away and be like, yeah, but it was a short week. It was a short week, and they didn't want to put too much on Breece Hall, who was dealing with a bit of an issue. He still played 70% of snaps. I'd go, that's fine. But Braylon Allen over the last 2 weeks has proven that he needs to get touches. That's the thing, Ben. He's proven now that he belongs on the field. They have to get him the ball. You have to get Breece Hall the ball as well, but you have to get him the ball. In Philadelphia, there is no you have to get Kenny Gainwell or Will Shipley the ball. This is undisputably a one man, as I said before the season started, this is how it was going to play out. A one-man backfield in Philadelphia. There is nobody else. Saquon Barkley is going to get 90+% of running back touches and routes every single week.
No argument, but I'll just say this. Despite all that being true, the touch count for Hall versus Saquon is not that different, even with Braylon Allen.
I think it will be. I think they're still figuring this offense out, and I think it will be.
Yeah, 24-3 on a Thursday. Like, I think that is not indicative. Breece Hall touches the ball 25 times when they need him to, in my opinion.
I like them both.
Yeah, I get it.
Barkley, 26, 21 touches. Also, 4 receptions in back-to-back games is encouraging. But all right, give me Barkley up top. For you, it's Breece Hall.
Yeah, I mean, Breece Hall, 21, 21, and 20. A lot of reception equity.
Yep. Big time. Yeah. Yesterday I was working on this run sheet, just looking over the slate a little bit before the game started, and I had Travis Etienne in there. He's out. He's gone.
I mean, obviously it's different when it's 2 games, but like I really liked Etienne last night, and they have nothing going on, so I don't know how you comfortably go to him. But I will say, I was stunned that Kyren Williams was so effective. Oh my God,
I was just going to bring that up.
I couldn't believe how effective he was.
I was so out on him on Sunday, admittedly wrong. Eating my Ben, I could not have been more out on a running back after what I saw against Arizona in week 2.
I just can't explain it. Bizarre, and he just continues to do that. I like Bijan right there as well. I know he hasn't had a a great start to the season. We also have to look. He's got 1 touchdown in 3 games. Like when that comes, he'll be fine. And
Yeah. But you know what
yeah,
happened? Sean McVay said, fuck it. We're giving him the ball no matter what. It's not like he was efficient. He had 3.7 yards per attempt.
no,
He,
but
he
yeah, he
wasn't
was just.
efficient. He had 24 carries.
I don't even like the spot against Chicago, but
I don't like it. I'm not going back to Kyron this week. That was a divisional spot. Those are fluky games for sure. Once again, San Francisco. I mean, San Francisco, man, they're 1-2. Clearly dealing with a lot of injuries, but you got to win that game. I'd throw Kamara in there, but I'm not going to Taylor in this spot. I don't trust this Colts offense.
so you have Saquon up top.
Yeah, I just think I think they're gonna just feed him the ball. They run block so well. He's hitting the holes on cutbacks so quickly that there is zero reason anymore not to give him the ball. And hopefully they learn from the early mistakes in last week's game.
That's fair.
I
Mid-range
like Bark.
for me, I am ultimately going to stick with Bijan. I know he can be a frustrating player, but I look at the opportunity cost. I think it's pretty low. I'm not in on ETN. I don't really love Kyron. I think Kamara is more than reasonable. I'm going to go Bijan
Over
as my
Brees
second.
Hall.
No, I'm putting him in the mid-range.
Oh, they're the same price.
What? Not really. $400. Fine. I'll
That's
go.
ridiculous.
Uh, want any of these players? Fine. I'll go Brian Robinson.
Ah, that was my guy. Go with Bijan.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's what you get for telling me I couldn't take him. I'll go Brian Robinson. Eckler got concussed.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is a good spot. See, Jordan, I made it easy for you. You have the B and the Robinson. Just Brian over Bijan.
Ben will take Bijan. I'll take Brian Robinson to mix it up.
Fine. Leave Bijan. Give me Bijan.
But let's not sleep on a couple guys. Mason, you still have to at least consider him. I think people will be out on him after last week, but you still have to consider what?
I had that situation read and it was so hard to get away.
I know it was, and the ownership was crazy. You can't ignore it though. Man, how about Pollard?
No, that did the whole team. It's not his fault.
It's not. My boy, though, my boy Aaron Jones. I had none of him. But what a stellar game from Aaron Jones against Houston. I think he's viable this week as well against Green Bay.
He's definitely viable. They're playing that well. So the mystery man to me is what about Chuba? If Carolina is normal, he should never be in the 5s like this.
Yeah.
You want to talk about volume? You see those numbers?
I got to tell you, man. First of all, we're going to talk about him in the lower tier. And if it's both of our guy, that's fine. But that Bengals defense is so bad.
Yeah, they're awful.
They're so bad. And we already knew the run defense was going to be bad. But they are so bad that I think I'd go back to the well. They only allowed 108 rushing yards last game. It felt like more than that because there wasn't a punt in the game from either team. There was not a punt.
Yeah, no, it was. I don't really understand. But if Carolina clearly, I think you have to judge on a 1-game sample so far.
I agree. Also, we should not overreact from a 1-game sample either.
No, but if you have to play the if game when you're building.
Yes.
If Carolina is that team, Hubbard will never be sub-6.
Agreed. So I look at it like this. I just take what we saw on Sunday against the Raiders and take less of that, take 25% off of that performance, and you're still looking at Chuba Hubbard in this spot as a good play.
Great play.
Right? So I'm with you. I think they have a 21-point implied total. That's perfectly fine. So I like it, man. I do. Zach Moss on the other side is a good play. Would you go to Najee
that guy?
here? Sorry, go ahead.
Your guy, you're a big Chase Brown guy.
I think he looked good when he touched the ball.
There's a couple backups. Braylon Allen, even though I think Brees Hall's touches are secure, clearly everybody knows about Bucky Irving now. And Chase Brown is another one. It just seems like he has to be on the field more.
Agreed. I think my highest exposed player in best ball is Bucky Irving.
Bucky Irving's the man. Love
And
Bucky Irving.
you probably know why that's my highest exposed guy, because you and I have talked about this forever. Because Rachaad White's not that good. Like, he's good.
That's a you thing. We don't talk. I listen.
Why do you think he's good? He's not.
No, he's good. He looks cool when he plays. He wears number 1. All things that I like. He can catch the ball.
He's not a good running back.
He do this to somebody else? I can't remember. Wasn't there a world where Rachaad White was Bucky Irving to somebody else? Or am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. Who was it?
I don't know. I can't remember who that was. Was it Fournette? He was there.
I want to say no.
There was a time where it was like Rachaad White was in a back, and then he started to get touches.
No, you're right.
And I just can't remember. But anyway, I think Rachaad White is a player. I just think Bucky Irving is Keyshawn Vaughn. I don't know if it was.
There was a lot of talk about Keyshawn Vaughn, but Vaughn never ended up being close to the guy. There was thought that he might be, but he never.
Maybe it was Fournette. Anyway,
it wasn't Ronald Jones, right?
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah. No, I just think I think White is a good pass. I think he's a good pass catcher. I don't think Rachaad White is a good running back.
I mean, he definitely seems like he would be an elite change, like a James White.
Yeah, I don't know. But I'm saying as a runner, I don't think he's good. And that's I don't know.
That's fine. Bucky Irving's the man. I'm a big Bucky Irving fan. Besides Ladd McConkey, if you asked me like who is I highest on, it would have been him.
Okay. Yeah, I get it. And me too, just because I don't like Rachaad White. And I like Bucky Irving. But I'm not playing him. You still he's $5,300. You're not playing him, not in this spot.
No, definitely not.
And I can't go to Chase Brown. I went to him a little bit yesterday. Efficient, but not enough. And really, had Zach Moss not scored on that last drive, they were pretty close to each other. It was like 2 or 3 fantasy points separated. Lower tier, it's got to be Chuba Hubbard for both of us, I think.
It really does. I'm not going to just pick someone different to pick someone different.
I don't think Najee's crazy against the Colts. Honestly, Najee's a decent play. That Colts defense, as I pointed out, has been really bad at stopping the run. So I think Najee's fine.
He is. He just, again, Justin Fields scored on the ground last week. Like that is always a risk.
Always. But Najee has 20 touch upside in these spots at that price. So does Chuba, though.
Yeah. I mean, the volume's going to be there. I just think Hubbard has more like 5, 6, 8 target equity.
Yep.